Hi guys, welcome back to the latest video. Today we are covering chapter 306 of My Hero Academia that got leaked today. And I say this without any type of exaggeration. This chapter changes everything in the My Hero world, and I have almost been never more excited to talk about a chapter and all that entails within this story. Everything is going to change, so sit back and let's jump right into the chapter. The chapter starts with All Might's internal monologue saying that although he didn't hear Deku's words, he could feel them. The conversation with the predecessors, the truth of One for All, and the conflict of Nana Shimura. When All Might went outside Deku's room, we could see Best Jeanist and Hawks waiting for him. And then Hawks asked All Might about One for All, and Endeavor had told Hawks that Shigaraki and All for One were aiming for Deku. And so All Might decided to tell Hawks and Best Jeanist everything so they could be fully aware of the situation. The next scene, we can see a press conference of Endeavor, Hawks, and Best Jeanist. Endeavor admitted that what Dobby said was true, and he bowed and apologized to the public. Those who watched them on television showed their disappointment, and the press then asked about Best Jeanist's death, and Hawks explained that it's a plan they made to be able to infiltrate the League of Villains. He admitted that what Dobby said about him was true, that he did kill a villain, and that He admitted that what Dobby said about him was true, briefly infiltrating the villains, and the fact that he killed the villain within twice, and that it was all true, and Hawks apologized for that. One of the reporters told Endeavor that her mother was heavily injured due to Gigantomachia's stampede, and she couldn't accept the fact that they only bowed and apologized calmly, because she blamed everything that happened because of Endeavor's past mistakes. And Endeavor asked her if he sobbed and apologized, if that would be enough for her. She was mad while screaming that the hero should make it up by handling all the villains, but she eventually calmed down, and Endeavor said that is the only way he can truly atone. Best Jeanist continued to explain that with the number of heroes decreasing greatly, they need to make their jurisdiction smaller. So the government has decided everyone will evacuate to huge establishments with security systems, one of them being UA. And in fact, all of the students' families have already been evacuated there. The press objected, and they showed their complaints because who would want to evacuate with no certainty of the future? And Endeavor said it's for the sake of the future that they are evacuating. And he said everyone should put all the blame and insecurity towards himself within Endeavor and not to blame the remaining heroes who put their lives on the line to protect the citizens. Here we can see Endeavor, despite being publicly shamed with all of his faults entirely present to the entire world, he still is the #1 hero, not only within his actions, but within the way he takes responsibility for what happens. He doesn't want any of the other heroes to receive any of the ramifications that he himself is facing because of this. They shouldn't blame the entire hero civilization or society because of Endeavor's faults. Endeavor said, "Put that all on me." Quite the noble act from our #1 hero, Endeavor. In the next panel, we see the narration saying that if the heroes were greatly filtered by the expectations of the people, then no one could become a hero. But there are heroes who, despite this and despite these grandiose expectations of absolute perfection, that they get back up and continue to fight as heroes should. The press asked Endeavor about One for All, but Endeavor said he didn't know about it at all in order to protect All Might and Deku. And the next panel, which gave me absolute chills, shows the 1A students in the UA dorm shown to have received a letter from Deku, and the letter goes as follows. Uraraka, thank you for everything until now. I want to share my secret with everyone in the class. I believe this is something I should tell, so I write you this letter. My power is a special power I received from All Might, and Shigaraki and All for One have been coming after me as a result. That's why I can't stay. There's a narration besides Uraraka's panel saying that if what it takes to be called a hero is someone who should not be wary when walking tough and difficult roads, then what happens when they're in pain and in need of help? And Uraraka said it's stupid, likely in reference to Deku feeling he has no other choice but to leave. The next panel we see that absolutely changes everything in the My Hero world. We see that the time is skipped to April, and Deku has left UA, and we see Deku standing on top of a building with a torn cape that looks to be Gran Torino's cape with the gold trim, and we see Deku saying there's a big villain coming. Guys, this is absolutely bonkers. Deku, in the story of My Hero Academia, all about him within this process of becoming the #1 hero while in school at UA, suddenly Deku is no longer enrolled at UA, he has gone. Where Deku is going, I'm not sure. It seems All Might has left as well, and I believe that All Might and Deku are now going off on their own, perhaps to train Deku to defeat All for One and Shigaraki and the entire League of Villains. He seems that he doesn't want to burden the rest of the class. He doesn't want to burden his classmates and his friends and risk their lives because of his mere existence within UA, and he feels that there's a target on their back because of it. So now Deku, in a sense, he is a vigilante. He is no longer operating under the UA guidelines. He's no longer operating under the standards of how heroes normally act and the trajectory they follow, because this is no longer a society where the normal hero society can even operate. You see, the whole hero world is completely shaken up. Everyone is losing their faith in heroes, and now Deku has told his classmates the truth about his grand gift. And I feel awfully terrible for Uraraka, especially, and all their classmates. We know that over these past hundreds and hundreds of chapters, Deku has developed such an immense bond with everyone in his class, and I never really thought that I would see Deku truly go out on his own without them, and without his best friends alongside. I don't know how Bakugo is going to react to this. We know Bakugo and Deku are rivals, and they push each other to be the best. And I'm interested to see in the next chapter what his reaction is going to be, because I doubt it's going to be anything good. And I of course, it's not going to be the last that we see of them. But this chapter signifies a change within My Hero Academia, a change within the trajectory that this show and manga are following. It seems we're getting into endgame of My Hero, and honestly, it's absolutely incredible. This chapter was not what I expected at all. I had no idea that it would result in Deku leaving UA. And in fact, one of Horikoshi's previous cover arts for one of the manga panels showed Deku with his hero uniform, with a cloak exactly the same as the one we see in this chapter. And this was hundreds of chapters ago. He's been holding on to this for so long, knowing that this would be the path that Deku would follow. Horikoshi is truly a masterful artist and writer, and I think it's all pretty prevalent why we love this series as a whole. So guys, if you enjoyed this video and this chapter as much as I did, and as much as I enjoyed making it, please don't forget to drop a thumbs up and leave a comment. And if you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more content. I know I only released one video in this past week or so. I've been very busy with work and all this, but work should be settling down soon. I'll be uploading 2 or 3 times a week rather than just this one that I had this week. Guys, if you can't tell, this chapter absolutely got me fired up. I have not been this fired up about a chapter in quite some time. So I hope you all have a lovely weekend, and as always, I will catch you all next time.